Hello there, Internet. This is Lord Mad Dog. Today we're talking more about writing, but not exactly. We're actually going to do some writing. You're going to watch me write. So we've talked a lot about writing already. Probably about a good half hour of writing, and there's tons of people talking about writing online, but very few actually show you the process of them writing. So I plan on doing that. So we're going to start a new book. This is Faxium. It's a continuation of Axiom, but we're going to be starting with a new character. So we're not coming from Xrena's point of view anymore. She found her love. Her and Varen are absolutely happy together. Oh, I hope you didn't. I hope I just didn't spoil something for you. I probably shouldn't have said that. Spoiler. Yeah. Okay. So, but this one, our main character is named Sanaya. That's it. Sanaya. Okay. Now, but putting her name in. Well, first off, I'm using Dragon Naturally Speaking. So what we have to do is what I always suggest you do if you're using Dragon Naturally Speaking. We want to go into audio. We want to check microphone. What this will do is increase accuracy a lot. So I did this already, but I want to do it just to show you guys. I am reading this text out loud, clearly and naturally. With the product, right? In the audio environment. As I talk, drag some settings. Good audio input is essential for accurate speech recognition. To achieve high accuracy, I should maintain a constant distance between my mouth and the microphone. I should also minimize background noise. Dragon website contains more tips as well as a short video. I will continue to read this text from the beginning until a complete prompt appears. There we are. And it done. So that really helps. Now, it's not going to recognize his name right off the bat. Unless it... Yeah, okay, yeah. Read that. Undo. Read that.
Shania.
All right, so let's see if it'll recognize when I say the name. Shania. As you can see, that's wrong. So I'm going to have to fix that. We're going to do that. We're going to spell that, okay? Correct that. Spell that. Shania. 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 Look at that. Now it recognizes. So, this is my main character. She has... I haven't described her. I'm not going to describe her for a bit. But basically, this is the concept of her. Red hair, blue eyes, very stern, definitely tan. Pretty magically powerful, but she's not the most powerful like Xrena, but she is different. And you will begin to understand why as you go on in the book. It's pretty interesting. I hope you enjoy. Well, first we're going to go ahead and start right off. And yeah. Concentrated. On her cloaking spells. Then took a deep breath and dashed over the border. Period. Her heart pounded in her chest, expecting at any moment Shentopias. another word we have to put in there. So it's actually Shantopia, but I like to say Shin, but it's okay. Anyway, I have to correct this. So let's go ahead and find exactly how I spelled Shantopia in my come on. Control, find Shan. Nope, it's Shan. Yeah, there we are. Now, if you don't know, this is a city from my first book. It's a floating city, floating gray city with a whole bunch of skyscrapers on it that slowly get bigger as they go up towards the epicenter of the city, which I would describe as I go on, but you got to bring things in slowly. Correct that. Spell that. Shantopia. 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 Now we want to actually change this sentence completely. It's now here is this is where you can get stuck a lot of times, because you will, if you're like me, for learning, you're going to have tons of grammar knowledge, tons of writing knowledge that you've got from all of these books and everything, and you're going to feel tempted to make every sentence perfect, as this is not an absolute best opening perfect sentence, but or even paragraph maybe. But if you do that, you're going to only get maybe half a page written, and it's going to be stilted. It's going to be, this is my experience. And I may not be this for you, but I've talked to a lot of different writers, and yeah, pretty much how it turns out. So you've got to just kind of let it flow. You can't go back and edit every single sentence. It's just not going to work. You're going to get nowhere, and writing is going to be impossible for you. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this sentence, but you really probably shouldn't do that. Her heart pounded in her chest, fully expecting Shantopia's alarm systems to blare. But nothing happened as she stepped across the threshold into the gray shitty. Gray. Period. Now there's two different ways of gray. I have no idea which is right. I like the EY spelling because gray, it kind of looks like gray to me. So I'm going to go with the gray because I kind of like that. But then if you choose you don't like that type of spelling later on, because if you ever use gray in your writing, and you can always control find, especially with Word document, and just replace all of them to the right. Other one, cross the threshold into the gray city. But oh, there we are. But she stepped across the threshold into the city. The two guards watching over the docking system were none the wiser. Which meant the two guards watching over the docking system were none the wiser as she dashed ran past them and pressed herself up against the closest skyscraper. Period. Suddenly, the air echoed with the sound of whirling electronics and scraping of metal as now writing third person, I will use a lot of as's. This is not something I've learned how to overcome. There's a switching between as's, there's ings, there's wases, which you want to try to stay away from wases as much as possible. When you have a was, I found that the best way to deal with that is either restructure your sentence, which can take a lot of work, or just change that was into an actual action verb. But as in how to get rid of as, I have not really discovered how, and I kind of like the word too, so that's a really big problem. So if you were to ever find all the as's in one of my books, you probably will find close to 10,000. It's not really bad out of maybe 100,000 words, but it can be repetitive. But it's just one of the words like said that I have not learned how to really negate. In fact, I've read online for said especially that a lot of people don't like negating the word said because it's such a simple thing. But sometimes said can be repetitive, like Harold said, Jake said, Drake said, yeah. So sometimes it's better to try to change it up. But as is, like I said, not a problem. All right, so with that said, I'm going to keep going on. The golden city of Varenheim. Once again, the Dragon Actually Speaking does not recognize Varenheim. And that's because I had to reinstall Dragon Naturally Speaking because I completely wiped out my system and a while back. So I was able to save my profile, but it's not worth sometimes just to mess with it. But you can save. So let's go. We got to go find Varenheim. If you don't know what Varenheim is, you go ahead and go read my other book before I end up totally ruining this. There we are, Varenheim. I knew how to spell it. I just wanted to make sure I spelled it right. So let's go ahead and change that. Correct that. Correct that. Spell that. Varenheim. 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 Now we can actually see how Dragon Naturally Speaking would actually read that. So we can go ahead and highlight it and read that. Read that.
Varenheim.
I hope you don't read it that way. That's not right. No, it's Varenheim. All right, the golden city of Varenheim. Golden city of Varenheim. Detached from Shentopia. Its docking mechanisms unlatching from the very spot she had just crossed. Period. as the majestic honey golden city. Another as, that's not going to work. But here, right there, see, I'm going to go back and change the as because I have an as there and I have, yeah, it's not good. So if I keep doing that, I will never actually continue to write. So I need to go ahead and either choose. I think I'm going to leave the as, but it probably shouldn't be left, but you know. No, I don't actually need the ad. I can just go the majestic golden city. No, because I need the sentence. No, I need the as because it's an action verb. Oh, well, whatever. As the majestic golden city floated away, the clear shield it emitted How do I write this? Also tore away, leaving Shentopia. Leaving devoid of its protection. Period. At once, the black, icky fog of the broken ley lines rushed to fill the void. Period. New line. Shania. Oops, I forgot to say my own character's name. That can happen. Brain farts, you know? Shania. Shania. Spread her arms wide and smiled as the mist rushed towards her. Happy that even though the ley lines in this immediate area had been fixed, the mist had not yet dissipated. Most hated the black fog that was often referred to as the blood of Earth. The planet. Describing it as an icky tar that clung to every part of you, invading and violating your very being as it weighed you down. Period. Magic users. Okay. She was different. She loved. To her, the mist. Mist. Correct that. Choose one. Felt like a cloak. Fur blanket that wrapped us around warm. Fur blanket. Fur. Alright, how do you spell fur? Fur. Yeah, that's right. Fur. Fur, right? Yes, that's right. Fur. Yep. Mist felt like a warm fur blanket. Blanket. That wrapped around her and encased her in its loving arms. And without it, she felt naked. Period. Period. Encasing. The 2 months she had spent, the last 2 months she had spent in Varenheim. Had been hard on her without its ever present embrace. even though Exrena City was one of the most beautiful cities she had ever seen in her entire life. Period. Floating. Unlike her, the two guards guarding the border pulled back in revulsion as the black mist clung to them. Forming on them in giant clumps that hung from their arms and legs. Period. She raised her hands to her shoulders and willed the black mist to form. Willed. That's not the right willed. Breathed it in as she willed it to form a cloak about her, like only she could. Period. The black fog solidified. Into a long cloth. Cape that hung loosely about her shoulders. Period. Yielding to her will. Cape that suddenly Shintopia's alarms. Oh, nope. We already have a suddenly. So that's another thing when you're writing. You want to diversify your words. So if you have a word, especially starting in just starting a paragraph in your thing, you don't want to use it again. Thankfully, American language is so diversified. It's not too hard. And if you can't figure it out, there's always another way. It's like I could use at once, but no, I think I've used that already. So I'm not going to use that. I think I'm going to do something else, a little bit more interesting. So there's always a way of getting around using those. Using the same words. You just got to be a little creative. So, alert, alert. No, I want to be not comma. Intruder detected. Period. Shintopia's alarms blared without warning. The blood in Shanya's Shania's face drained away as the two guards stood up, ramrod straight, and tossed their heads about, looking for her. About. The clear shield from Varenheim must have cloaked her presence. She suddenly realized. Not suddenly, so we don't want to use suddenly. That didn't work. I have a beautiful website that is cinema.thesaurus.com. So let's go with another one, and suddenly. Swiftly. See, quickly. Quickly will work. Quickly. And now, without it, the city knew she was there. Cloaked her presence. The city knew that he was there. All right, so that is the first page of my new book. Well, not even a complete full page because I had the prologue up at the top. So, but yeah, more or less, it's the first page of my new book. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. I hope you learned something from watching it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I hope you also enjoyed watching it. I'm going to just go ahead and put another one of me writing up. I don't know if any of you will watch it. It may be boring to you. You may learn something though if you do, or you might just want to comment on how I write and what you think. So that's the end of this one. Hopefully you'll watch another one of my videos. Lord Mad Dog, signing off.